Hi, welcome to Realistic Renovations and Refinishing. I'm Sean, Susan's joining me again, and today we're going to work on replacing this table. I've been wanting to do a work table for some time. We built this one real quick just to have something to work on. It's not real useful considering I have the legs that stick out. It is on a pair of sawhorses, and the sawhorses seem to get in the way because they do stick out a little bit further on this side. Now, we also wanted something a little bit larger. 2 by 4 feet seems like enough, but as you can see from some of the videos prior and the future videos, it just does not seem enough for us to work. So I was looking around on YouTube and looking at designs for basically a work table that I can fold up or collapse of some type. I didn't really see a whole lot that was suited to what I wanted. So I wanted to have something that was a little bit sturdier than just 2 by 4s, but I also wanted something that I could basically fold up and put against the wall or put away or something like that. So we came up with a few designs, most of which didn't turn out, but we did have one. It basically is the sheet of wood behind me as the top. So it is a 6 foot by 3 foot table. So it's larger than this, and the legs do fold up. Now, I did see a video, and I cannot remember which one it was. If I can remember, if I can find it, I'll link it in the description below. He built a table. It was a really good idea, but he used 2 by 4s as the legs, and the way it folded out, it didn't really, while it was sturdy, I think I wanted something a little more sturdy because I actually might use the table to put some of the car parts for Susan on and work on the car that way, or at least the parts that way. So I came up with this idea. So this is the leg, one size, basically a mock-up to see if it would work. It is hinged here, so it does fold, and it's a 2 by 4 frame, 2 by 6 leg, but as you can see, the notch, when you unfold the table, basically would be like this. The weight of the table sits on this, not just on this bolt. So it's an added strength, in my opinion. This was a rough drawing or a rough, basically idea. We've already built one of the legs for it, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is what we'll be building. So when I get to the legs, I'll show you what I did with those and some of the situations we had to go with and figure out. So keep watching. I'll time lapse to basically putting the wood on the tabletop. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use the piece that I made as a template. I will be using the regular jigsaw. As you can see in some of my videos, I do have a bandsaw in the back. That bandsaw sucks, so that is much better. I will be getting a better bandsaw later on. I just gotta buy one, I guess. So we'll go ahead and shoot this. Now, I have been using the same template. That way it's not like making a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. That way it doesn't change. Been using the same template with the X on the top. That way there's no variations or anything like that. I come all the way to the top out here so it's nice and flush. Same with the sides, and I just trace out the line and then cut where the line is. So again, always use the same template. You don't cut one piece and then use that piece to cut the next piece and that piece to cut the next piece, because there are variations in each piece. At least this way you'll get more similar cuts than using a different piece every time. So if that makes sense. Okay, we'll go ahead and go to cutting. Okay, I won't show all the other ones. Okay, with the tabletop done, I will be adding more screws to it. I just want to get it flipped over to be able to install those. I added enough to basically keep the sides on until we get to that point. So the legs, this is one of the legs I built. As you can see from the previous pictures or whatever, I cut the notches in here, which this right here will be resting right on this. So the reason I have these two boards here, obviously for a little bit of rigidity, the 2x6 board basically will keep the legs from tilting back and forth, one side or the other. And the 2x4 also keeps it from basically flexing in, flexing out. Another reason for this, you'll see in a later video, I had it basically sitting this low on purpose, and you'll have to wait and see that. Okay, so let me turn this other fan off. So all you're gonna hear is the fan in the background. Okay, so the legs are installed. I have to adjust them a little bit. I think the other one just needs to be sanded down a little bit. But the reason I had to situate the legs the way they are is because when you lay them down, they actually fold up on themselves. If I didn't put this spacer in, the legs would hit right in this spot right here. So this won't affect the stability of the table, but it will allow me to fold the legs in a little bit better and basically unfold them however I need. Now I'll clean all this up and I'll show you the next step to actually secure the legs so they don't basically fold in. It'll basically have to do with why I put this the way I did on both sides. So, see you then. Sorry about the wind. I'm gonna try to flip this off the table and then set up the rest of it so I can actually complete it. So, wish me luck. Worked out better than I planned. So again, sorry about the wind. It is 90 degrees in here. So I'm trying to keep a fan on to at least keep the wind going, air circulation, cool it down. So I'll time lapse the next steps. Okay, a quick video on what I was doing is these right here threaded inserts, so I can put it in here and not have to unscrew it with a gun or anything like that. These thread right into it, so I can put the table, this top on, thread it directly into that, and then I'm good. Now all it has to be is hand tight. Run it down as far as you can by fingers. It's all it is to be hold this together and hold the legs from basically folding up under themselves. That's it. So I don't have to tighten them down, I don't have to torque them, and they'll be just fine. Okay. Okay, here we go. So I went with 3/4 MDF. I screwed it to the top because I wanted to be able to remove this easily in case this gets damaged, which it probably will, since it is the work surface. I didn't want it too long, so we were talking about making it 7 feet. That way the legs can fold in, but that would be just a little bit too long for what we need. And I think right now that's perfect. I also didn't want to go all the way 4 feet because, again, usable surface, 4 feet would just be too much. 3 feet's enough. 6 feet's actually great to be able to reach everything on the table. So some of the construction, as you can see right here, this is why I put the 2x4 the way it is, because there is a 2x4 underneath here sitting on this to give this some rigidity. That way it doesn't flex, doesn't bend, stuff like that. And there's a better view of how that's set up. Have the 2x4 right there as a spacer for the leg. Same with right here. That way it'll allow the legs to actually fold up next to each other, and no issues. Those right there, easily removable. They're not screws. They're basically just bolts, and threaded inserts are on the 2x6. Again, I went with 2x6 legs. Show you over here. That way it sits on the basically the frame for the top. Give it a little bit more structural rigidity, strength, rather than just all the weight, whatever we put on here, just straight on the bolts themselves. So again, it's a quick table, something we needed. We can fold it up. It will slide under a vehicle. I don't think it'll slide under Susan, but it'll slide under the other vehicle we may put in here. So again, if I ever needed to during hurricane season, fold it up, put it away, it'll actually just slide under the next vehicle. So hope you enjoy. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll see this table a lot now. And again, try to make things better. Okay, see you guys later. We've been using our table for a little bit. Figured I'd go ahead and give an update at the end of the video that I just made for this table, because we haven't uploaded it yet. The one modification I did do to this table, which seems to work wonders, is we did install metal plates right there. And the reason for that is because we were using tape and the tape wasn't sticking very well, and that right there works perfect. So if you don't know what these are basically the magnets they use on wrapping. So put the vinyl wrap on there, stick it on there, holds it into place, doesn't scratch the vinyl wrap. I'm not real worried about it, but I love the fact that it has a handle and you can just stick it on the side. So works perfect. And the reason we put this on here is because we want to make sure that we keep it as clean as possible. We don't have to worry about glue residue. Paper's cheap. I can get a giant roll for like 10, 15 bucks, where to get this and cut it down every time it gets totally screwed up, it's gonna cost me 30, and it's a cumbersome thing and a lot of maintenance. So a whole roll, I've probably gone through probably 5 sheets of this, whether it be stain or just totally gouged up. Like this right here, I just added to it. So if you do build a table and want to cover this up, that right there works wonders. Absolutely love it. Probably one of the best features of this table so far. Anyways, there you go. Hope it helps you.